You must be sleeping under a rock or something.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Devin Alexander back in the house with Ryan Reigns, the Tribal Chief, and this is the Slave to Wrestling podcast. This is episode 9. And if you've been listening since the beginning, there's been a lot going on, bro. That just seems to be the theme right now with the wrestling business. There's just so much going on. Like, week after week, there's new drama. Shit, Nia Jax is back in WWE. CM Punk is in limbo. All kinds of stuff is going on. So on this show, we're gonna dive into WWE Smackdown from last week and AEW Rampage. But the Tribal Chief is over there chiefing, I guess, because he sure is quiet.
I'm just sitting here collecting my thoughts, thinking about SmackDown and thinking about Rampage overall, to be honest with you. And with SmackDown this week, I actually did like that they did not open with a promo. They actually started, well, obviously they showed like the flashbacks of what happened at Payback from last Saturday.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's what they have to show. And then I like how they went into a match right away with Charlotte Flair and Chauncey versus Damage Control, which was Bayley and Io Sky.
Yes.
So I did like how they went into that. And I thought the match was actually a decent match for a tag team match two of them have never really worked with each other too much, being Charlotte and Chauncey.
Right.
So, like, I thought it was a good match overall, and I really did enjoy the finish with Asuka showing up and, just kind of grabbing the title and scaring Dakota and, pointing at Io Sky. And that's where, Charlotte knocked out Io off the apron, and then Chauncey got the win for Charlotte and Chauncey. I thought that was a good match.
I thought it was a pretty good match too. I enjoyed it. I for one.
It was just a nice opening. It was a nice change.
Yeah, because they always open up with someone running their mouth, and maybe sometimes I just want to watch someone wrestle. Like,
yes, especially with the WWE style of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the shows do get a little too predictable because, it's usually a promo, then a match, or a promo interruption, then the match, and then things like that. You know what I mean? But I did enjoy how they changed it up this week and how they did that.
It was different.
And then they went. It was different, and I liked it.
Yeah, I did too. It's a good change of pace. Like I said, it was different when there was a time where, like, the opening promo of the show set up the main event for the night. And that's not always the case these days, you feel me? So sometimes I feel like it's like Dragon Ball Z filler. Like, if you watch Dragon Ball and you know those filler episodes between the action where you're like, oh my god, Master Roshi's being a perv again. Oh my god. So sometimes that's how I feel about some of those promos. But this week was definitely a change from the norm, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, then, I like how they, right after the match, they went backstage and they showed Jimmy Uso and Paul Heyman standing back there, and pretty much Jimmy saying that he wants to get back inside the bloodline. And he was like, well, we already offered you a yacht, we offered you this, we offered you that. He goes, well, take care of AJ Styles, and we'll see where everything goes. He goes, oh, I'll take care of AJ Styles for sure. And, Paul starts taking off walking, runs into AJ, you know what I mean? They have their nice little conversation there, and Jimmy jumps AJ and starts beating the crap out of him. So I do like how I don't know how this is gonna fit in all together with the Bloodline story, because I know it's definitely part of the Bloodline story, obviously, but with well, we'll talk about what I'm thinking about here a little bit later on after we get into the main event, and that we'll do it that way. Just because I don't want to give any spoilers of what happened later on in SmackDown. So I did enjoy that segment, and I did enjoy how Jimmy's trying to prove himself again to the Bloodline. Let's just say that right there.
Well, of course, he's trying to, snuggle up to the tribal chief, dog. Like,
wants to be the right hand man.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so like I did like how I like how they are setting things up. But like I said, I'll get into a little bit more of that here in a little bit. The LA Knight promo was, because we already knew that LA Knight was going to wrestle Austin Theory. I think they announced that on the Monday night show. But I was really I like Austin Theory. I do. I really do like Austin Theory, and I do have a little side note there on Austin Theory, but we'll get into that after we get into after we get done with the promo, and after we even get done talking about the match. What I like about the promo was he comes out, and obviously he's having the feud with The Miz right now from Raw, and how he's sitting there and he's talking crap, and he's using the word play. The beginning of the Miz's song says play. Yeah. And he goes, and I'm not an idiot, so it's not an adjective. No. It's a verb. You know what I mean? And he made a reference back to, 1996? 95? WCW? Was it 95 or 96?
95, I think.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That was like a 1995 reference.
Way back, yeah.
Yes, and that was even before that was the NWO. That was just the outsiders then. That was just the outsiders. So I did like how he had the little reference of, I'm not ignorant, you know what I mean? I'm not dumb. So I thought that was nice. And if you're a true wrestling fan, you really caught it.
Right.
And then Grayson Waller comes out, and I'm not going to lie, I was kind of iffy on the kid at first, but his charisma is amazing.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad.
And he's a good heel. He has that little face that you want to smack,
Yeah.
And that's what you have to have as a heel in these days. And, then they're doing their little back and forth. Austin Theory comes out, talks about how he already beat LA Knight before when he was the champion, the USA champion, and he said that John Cena had to help you out, be the referee, and you know what I mean. They went into the match. Yeah, and then he goes, yeah. They had the little, they were doing the little, getting that and everything, and the match was. I actually enjoyed the match. I liked how they had Grayson Waller on commentary. And the match flow was really nice. LA Knight ended up winning the match. We know that for sure. And he was, and it was mostly, LA Knight's really wanting to get at the Miz. Let's just say that. He's just really wanting to get at the Miz. And Austin Theory, his style of wrestling is perfect. He could do it in 2010. I think he could have probably done it in 2005. The kid's a young kid, you know what I mean? He's a young guy. And I think that he has the potential to be the, WWF heavyweight champion, in the next 3 to 5 years? Easy?
That fool said WWF, bro. Like, he took that real good.
Yeah, I think he could be the WWE champion. I really think that Austin Theory has that in him in the future. You know what I mean? He's a young guy. So, and the side note that I wanted to bring up was that Brian Alvarez, he said that he messaged or DM'd Austin Theory and told him that he should be doing more of what you're seeing in AEW, and not just holding himself to the WWE standard. Which I think is, let's say this, Austin Theory's in it to make money. He knows he's learning the business, he's learning the draw. I guarantee you if he gets there early, I guarantee you he tries to get into the, the meetings, the protocol, the meetings before, you know what I mean, beforehand and everything with the bookers and the agents and learning the business more, you know what I mean? I think he has potential to do a little bit of everything in the future in WWE, and I think he has a long career in there. And that Brian Alvarez is kind of just putting it out like, oh, you need to be more like this. Well, if that was such a great style, why is AEW doing these kind of numbers weekly? We'll talk about that here later on. And I understand that SmackDown itself is on Fox, and I do understand that, you know what I mean? Like, I do get that, but at the same time, it kind of shows you why break something when it's not broken? You know what I mean?
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Shit.
Exactly. And then a little bit later on, I think it was a little bit, I think they went to a commercial break and then they came back and LA Knight had his moment with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Paul Heyman said, we've never been formally introduced. I do like your work. Da-da-da-da, you know what I mean? And he was demanding a match with The Miz to Adam Pearce. Well, I don't even know what Paul Heyman was talking to Adam Pearce about. I can't even recall off the top of my head. If I remember, I will bring it up later on. It's one of those moments and one of those nuggets that get stuck in the side of your head and you do not remember. So, we'll go past that.
There's also been, a large amount of drinking and pot smoking contributed to that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and then thinking about it later on, I think what they're trying to do is finally get them introduced because maybe they could have a match down the line.
That'd be kind of dope if LA Knight became Paul Heyman guy, bro. You never know.
Yeah, and I mean,
That'd
it sets up something in the future.
That'd be
It sets up something for the future. You know what I mean?
What if CM Punk came back? Somebody said CM Punk.
That's what a lot of people are speculating.
They're saying he should come back and start the new world order. See, I feel like if that was gonna happen, then John Cena should be the face of it. He should turn heel.
No, you can't do it. Finally get the heel turn that we all wanted.
Yeah, finally turn heel. He's back from Hollywood. He could play it up just like Hogan did and turn heel and go back to freestyling Doctor of Thugonomics, leader of NWO. Bro, that'd be so dope.
Yeah.
That'd be
dope. That would be dope.
Yeah.
It would be. But I don't know. We'll see what they have in store for everything.
They're not gonna do that.
We'll see what they got in store.
They're not gonna do that because they scary.
No, I've seen this too established, and he's a part-timer now, so it's kind of one of those things. It's like, should I do it? Should I not do it? You know what I mean? It was one of those things too. Because I mean,
I feel like it's the perfect time.
I don't know about that. Just because Hogan was still wanting to wrestle full time.
True.
You know what I mean? Even though they had a lighter schedule on WCW, he still wanted to be part of it.
True.
Where I think Cena wants to kind of do it literally part time. Like literally part time.
Yeah, the only reason why he's there is because of this SAG strike and the writer strike going on in Hollywood too. So I mean, that's why I think it makes sense to do it right now while he's available. You know what I'm saying? I can actually work those dates instead of like.
I feel you 1,000% on that.
You know what I mean? Instead of the alternative of, get one last good run with Big Match John as a heel, It doesn't have to last forever. 6 months is all you need. And that's from now to WrestleMania, basically. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. We'll see what they do. I don't think they have that much creative control. I don't think they have that. I don't think they'll have that.
No, they don't. Trust me.
They have too many other things going on, and that's why I'm like, I think I got a couple ideas of what might happen. So I'll throw those out there.
That was in hypothetical speculation,
Yes. No, that's more of a dream and wish. Let's just be honest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's more of a dream and wish.
It would be so wonderful.
Yes, that's a dream and a wish, though. That's not something that I think that's actually. It's more of a dream and a wish. I don't think it's possible.
Who would their big three be? The big three would have to be Orton and Cena and CM Punk. It would make the most sense. Anyway, we can talk about that another time.
That's a dream and a wish. We'll do a couple segments where we actually call dream and wish segments. How about that?
That'd be so awesome. My goodness.
So after that, they had a commercial. Then they went into the Judgment Day coming out, which I'm liking the Judgment Day, and I'm liking what they're doing. They're holding all the gold. They're holding a lot of different gold right now. They come out. They're talking about wanting to fight. Fight Night comes out. It's Butch and it's the Brawling Brutes. I can't remember the big guy's name off the top of my head. I never do. I know Butch because it's Butch. You know what I mean? Butch really has a lot of charisma, and if you have charisma, you stand out a lot more. I don't care how big you are or how muscular you are or anything like that. Their match gets into it. They start fighting. It's a regular tag team match with it's Finn and Damian Priest versus the Brawling Brutes, and they end up winning the match. Judgment Day does. They always do something sneaky, so you can just imagine what they did. Honestly, leave that up to your imagination. How about that? And what I liked about it at the very end was Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits came out.
Mm-hmm.
And they confronted the Judgment Day. And I liked what Lashley said with the bloodline crumbling. You guys think you're going to be the most dominant force, but it's not going to be that way. It's going to be us. And I like what they kind of left. I like the doors they kind of left open for that one, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So, I'm expecting good things for that. And, let's just say that. I'm really expecting good things from that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get into the main event, which was AJ Styles versus Jimmy Uso. And it was a good match. It was a really good match. A lot of good spots in it. A little bit of high flying, but not too much, where it was oversaturated, like some of the matches can be with the high flying and that. Solo tried to interfere, got taken out. AJ Styles puts down Jimmy Uso and gets the 1-2-3 pinfall. Well, AJ's walking out. The Judgment Day comes back out. Tom, Finn, and Damian. They start beating the crap out of AJ Styles. They roll him into the ring. Solo picks him up and then hits him with the Samoan Spike. So, it sounds like, are they going to be trying to be friends with the Bloodline? Are they, because they've already said on the last Monday show that they wanted to try to get Jey Uso into the Bloodline. And then there's more to that on the Monday Night Raw that was just a couple days ago, but we'll talk about that, or just a day ago, but we'll talk about that one here in pretty much not even 2 episodes. We'll probably just smash Saturday and Monday together for you guys to make it nice and easy, so you guys can talk. We can do that, and we can talk about the ratings on those 2 shows also. But But I liked how they did that. So they kind of left open a lot of possibilities. So my thing is, if they get, are they going to be trying to align with the bloodline? Or are they going to try to deceive the bloodline? That's where I'm kind of at with that. But I thought it was a great ending to the show. And I really liked how the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley came out and called out the Judgment Day. And then I liked how the Judgment Day helped the Bloodline out at the very end of the show to add to the stories.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So those are really good points to that. And then we had Rampage. I recorded Rampage and I watched it. I ain't gonna lie to you guys on that. So they're still doing the tournament for the Grand Slam, who faces MJF for the title in New York.
Mm-hmm.
The first match was Penta versus I have JL written here. I can't remember who. Oh, Jay Lethal. There we go.
I'm weak.
It was Penta. Yeah, sorry about that. I have initials written here, and I can't remember initials sometimes. So I guess I'm gonna have to remember to try to write out people's names if I can't think of them on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But it is okay. So that was actually a halfway decent match. I mean, there was a lot of high flying, but there wasn't too much because Jay Lethal still embraces it, but not all the way.
Right.
And obviously, Penta has that luchador style. And I liked how the match went with everybody trying to interfere and them getting kicked out. Jeff Jarrett, his wife, Sanjay, and Sanjay Z, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed them getting kicked out. And Penta ended up winning the match, and he went to the semifinals to face whoever wins in between, I think it was Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the main event for Rampage. So we got a couple more matches in between that. Then they had a segment for... dang, I need to start not writing down these letters like that because I am messing some stuff up. So I'm gonna try to, because it says Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, and they're just talking about how they're brothers and how brothers want to beat each other up sometimes. So they're gonna fight each other for some odd reason at Grand Slam because brothers want to punch each other. And then after that, they're going to go back to being the Sex Gods and try to win the AEW Tag Team belts. So, yeah, we got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
What to do?
Yeah.
Then we had a match. It was a six-way tag. It was AJ, the Bunny, and Taya Valkyrie versus Britt Baker, Sky Blue, and Hiro Shida.
I love Sky
And that was a really good match. There was some really good spots. Britt Baker, like, this is what got me though. Like, I don't know if there's actual heat or if it was just supposed to be more of a work. At the very end of the match, when obviously Britt Baker got the the DMD, her version of the Mandible Claw on which one was it? The Bunny. At the very end, her and Hiro Shida actually had some words, but I think it was kind of a work because Britt Baker was more like, hey, well, we still won the match.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So why are you mad?
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of seemed like a work, to be honest with you. But it was just kind of like, well, this is kind of interesting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then they had your favorites right after that. I had one of my favorites, which is 2.0. I do like 2.0 because I do like Daddy Magic. He just entertains the fuck out of me, Daddy Magic does. versus your favorite tag team, the Young Bucks. And I'll let you talk about that match because I guarantee you didn't see the match. You can tell me what happened in the match. I guarantee you can tell me what happened in the match. Tell me what happened in the match.
Flip, super kick combo.
BTE trigger pin. Yep, that was the match.
Pretty much.
So,
yeah.
Typical Young Buck shit.
Typical Young Buck performance.
Nothing impressive. Cut a good promo and impress me. That's where I'm going to leave that.
Something.
And then they went to the main event. I'm sorry that this was like a quick overview of the show, guys. But literally the show was just so many matches. And some of the matches were not really, like, they were entertaining to a point. Where, if you know how AEW style is, you know there was 4 different barricade shots on what we had. So you know there was 4 different, there was 8 different barricade shots.
Right.
That was definitely a given.
Right.
The Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy match. I'm sorry, Jeff. You need to retire, brother. Samoa Joe, you're doing your thing. Samoa Joe won the match when he's going to the semifinals, which was on Collision. Then the next night on TNT also. So that was the overview of that, of Rampage. The most entertaining match to me was the 6-woman tag, obviously.
Yes.
I did enjoy Jay Lethal and Penta. I did enjoy them.
I actually enjoyed that quite a bit as well. I thought that was one of the better highlights of the evening. Plus, I'm just partial to Jay Lethal anyways.
Well, I like Zero Miro. I think he's a great luchador in general. And within the match, when Jay Lethal ripped off his mask and he covered his face right away, that was a perfect heel thing to do. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I really like Jay Lethal, just because he puts he has showmanship. Let's just say that. I think that was my favorite. That was my top match of that. And we'll talk about the ratings from SmackDown to Rampage. And I watched all of SmackDown live, so I'll just tell you that right there. I don't think I flipped back and forth once. I was watching SmackDown the entire time. I'm not going to lie to you on that. So I was part of that 2.443 million viewers that they had. And like I said, I understand that they are on Fox, which is a local nationwide network that everybody gets, and I understand that. I get that to the fullest. But it just kind of shows you who has the better product also. Rampage, they topped out at 415, but their average was 385,000 was the average. So that just kind of shows you, even though it is only an hour-long show also, I don't know in football season if it would have better ratings on Thursday nights.
Right.
But I feel like they should move Rampage to Thursday nights and maybe make it an ROH thing. And I've been saying this for a while.
One of those shows could be an ROH show, and it would make way more sense for that to be a thing.
Well, it would, and my thing is, too, you wouldn't be competing with WWE at the exact same time. Like, Collision, yes, you have to deal with the pay-per-views once a month. You have to deal with the pay-per-views, I'll say that.
Well, no, that's not true, because it's college football season, and now you got to deal with the night game during college football season. See, that's the whole...
That's true also, but see, there's only... Well, yes, especially through that 18 through 49 demographic, and that's what they label both of the shows on, is that 18 through 49
Especially if there's a top 25 team plan, too. You can cancel Christmas for that.
So that's going to be taking a lot of effect, and I think Well, but where would you put Collision?
I don't know. Maybe you can put it on Tuesday up against NXT.
Yeah, I don't know about that though. NXT has been having a decent. NXT's product is becoming more decent, and I've
pretty
actually
awesome.
been enjoying it. Yes, I've actually been enjoying it ever since we started the podcast and we actually started watching. I started watching it more and actually watching the matches. You know what I mean? But like, just showing that they only can have an average is 385,000 viewers on a Friday night
on TBS.
SmackDown.
When TBS could be showing old movies that would get better ratings.
No, it's on TNT.
Oh yeah,
so
that's right.
TNT could definitely be showing movies.
Oh yeah, they could be showing Bad Boys 2, or they could be showing Terminator Genesis, or
they could be showing Titanic.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of
what I'm saying.
They're gonna get 1 million viewers off of that shit. Like, that's guaranteed.
Easy. So then that's what I mean. So with that being said, it just proves to me more if you have storylines and you know how to write storylines, and the inmates are not running the asylum, and you're not wrestling with your friends, you're trying to actually make money. It kind of shows you what actually can happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll just say that much right there. That was Rampage and that was Smackdown. I enjoyed Smackdown a lot. I enjoyed two matches particularly, but one match really throughout the entire thing on Rampage. So, yeah, that was just our reviews of that. Do you have anything else you would like to add about either of those shows? Like any big highlights that you really enjoyed?
I'm just more stuck on numbers right now, especially with AEW's numbers after the firing of CM Punk. It's a little bit concerning for their longevity, and it just kind of goes to prove that you don't pull the trigger on a move like that when that's your ace in the hole. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, yeah, that, and then you gotta understand too, like, I think, who said it? I don't remember who said it. I think it was Eric Bischoff that actually said it. I think it might have been Bischoff. No, that was him about the Jack Perry thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been Cornette. You can tell this guy, or no, I don't know if it was Cornette or Nash. It was one of the two. He said that you can tell Tony's been sheltered all his life. He's never actually probably been in a real confrontation. And if he has ever been in a real confrontation, it was something that was very, very minor. You know what I mean?
That is what Corny said. He did say that, so.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So when it comes to something like that, yeah, I can see why he acted. I don't know if he overreacted, just because, I mean, it's your company. You can do what you want. I'm not going to lie to you on that. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, you know, him being that sheltered kid that never had confrontation or anything like that, yeah, maybe he was scared. I don't know if he was scared for his life, but probably never ever been punched. Who knows if he's ever been punched? You know what I mean?
Right. Facts.
Let's be real.
Big facts.
Like real. Let's just be real. Yeah, let's just say that. Like, yeah, that's the only thing I can really say about Tony Khan on that note.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, all right, Tony, whatever you're gonna do, bro. You know what I mean?
I think it's an overreaction because I feel like last year was an underreaction. So I feel like he overreacted to try to balance the equation, and it was a terrible idea.
Well, that don't even balance nothing, though. Makes it even look even worse.
It doesn't. He literally shot himself in the foot.
I mean, you had 3 guys literally barge into a guy's fucking locker room, okay? And then you're not gonna fire them, but you're gonna have some little douchebag. And I'm not gonna lie, I did like, the only reason why I ever liked Jungle Boy was his fucking entrance music. Let's be honest.
I fucked with Jungle Boy because I used to fuck with Luke Perry back in the day. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then Luke Perry's his daddy. You feel me? That's the only reason why he's there. Let's just be honest. He's not that great of a wrestler. He's not.
He's not bad.
He's not bad, but he's not bad in the ring, but he ain't got no goddamn charisma.
I mean,
Brock. That's the reason why he didn't make it like and acting like his daddy did.
Brock didn't have any charisma for a long time.
The Rock was.
No, I'm not talking about. No, I said Brock, not The Rock. My fault. You know, the Beast incarnate.
Who, Lesnar?
Yeah.
Lesnar didn't really have to have charisma. He looks charisma, if you know what I mean.
He looked like a fucking animal, bro.
Yes, he looked like an animal. We're like a guy that's my size, like Jack Perry. Like, you gotta have charisma, bro. Like, you can't just go around and just do flips and everything like that, because I know a million guys that can, I know thousands of wrestlers that can do that, and they have way more charisma than you. The only reason why they're not in AEW is because their dad's not Luke Perry.
Right. Ain't that
There's a couple guys I can name right off right now. I'm not going to name any indie wrestlers right now because I'm just not going to do that. Like, I'm just not going to do that because I ain't going to put nobody's name out there trying to compare anybody and then have everybody get all in their feelers about shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, so. But no, you know what I mean, though. So, I don't know. We'll find out what's going on with. Well, we already know what's went on with that situation, but do you think that they're going to end up firing Jack Perry, or what do you think is going to happen with that? Do you think that they should get rid of Jack Perry? Because I think they should get rid of his ass. They got rid of CM Punk. They should get rid of the little fuck that started it all.
Yeah, I guess, but they probably aren't going to.
No.
If they were going to, they would have done it already. You see what I'm saying? So they're not going to.
No, because he's friends with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that was our review of SmackDown Collision. Or SmackDown and Rampage, I mean.
Oh my God.
We're talking about Collision here in a minute, so
stay tuned. God. Yeah, we'll be back here probably tomorrow with another one, so you guys stay tuned. You know how it is, man. Don't forget to check out the Devin the Blessing Show. Anywhere you can find a podcast, just Google Devin the Blessing. It's probably going to be the first, 14 results. So make sure you check that out. And we'll be back before you know it with more Slaves of Wrestling. Peace out.